We are back with Michelle Shanks, the Regional Partnership Manager of Summit Credit Union, and we're talking about all things finance, institutions 101. So here's a few of the questions that we've gotten so far. Is it worth opening up an account for specific events like saving for a wedding?
That is a very smart idea because you're putting monies aside instead of mixing and mingling and not knowing where the expenses are going to come from. So if you are able to put monies aside in a separate account, and that way you can keep up with your expenditures out of that specific account for that specific purpose, that is a super smart idea. I like that.
I know people used to do that like for Christmas and that kind of thing, like a Christmas account kind of thing.
Yeah, and we do offer Christmas clubs. I love those.
Christmas clubs, okay. Gotcha.
Yes.
This is a common question, and it is about like overdraft protection. What are the pros and what are the cons of that?
It also depends on your money management style. For some people, having overdraft protection helps them to manage what they have because whenever you're overdrafting something, you would owe not only the financial institution, but you're also going to owe the business in which you swiped your card. So you would have two fees going on. So in order to eliminate both of those fees, so from the vendor or the market in which you swiped your card, you would only owe the financial institution and pay those monies back. Some people don't want it at all. Some people may choose not to have overdraft protection on their account, which means if they swipe it, it denies the transaction, and so they don't owe anyone else any extra money because they're not getting that merchandise.
And that may be inconvenient at a time, but it also saves you from paying fees and getting in trouble maybe.
Exactly. Like I said, depending on your money management style, what works best for you. So it is easy to get in trouble with overdraft fees, and we don't want people utilizing their paycheck to repay any overdraft. So being smart with your money and knowing what works best for your style of financial wellness is going to be best.
All right, this person's asking, my son's in his 20s. He established credit at the beginning of 2024, so he's new at all of this. He doesn't bank with the credit union, but is it possible for him to get an auto loan with the credit union and not be a customer?
Once you get anything from a credit union, that makes you a member. But it depends on which credit union, because depending on the credit union, there may be specific ways that you can become a member of that credit union. If it's a state-run credit union or if it is a military-run credit union, there are specific ways in order for you to become a member. So you may want to check which credit union you are interested in and then find out whether or not that is a possibility.
With this question about the son in his 20s, establishing credit for the first time, that kind of thing, let's talk about when do you start talking to your kid about you need a savings account, you need a debit card, that kind of thing?
As soon as they get a social security number.
Okay.
That is a great time to start a savings account for a child. We did the piggy bank method when our daughter was small. So she learned about saving money, and then we would make it a fun trip to go to the credit union and have her deposit her money so that she knew that it was growing or getting bigger or something was happening. As far as getting a debit card, that is definitely going to be up to the parent or guardian of that child, because you can do something at a very early age. We did our daughters at age 13, but that was after years of teaching her about money management and knowing what it means to swipe a debit card. That is not free money. That's money you actually have to have in your account. So there's no money fairy floating around and just putting money on debit cards. You have to explain that sort of thing. But here at the credit union, we do have a lot of financial tools to assist our youth. We have now partnered with It's a Money Thing, as well as our Zogo app, So feel free to take a look at what we have at Summit Credit Union.
I think that it's like a whole lot easier now when you give your kid a debit card. They don't have to have like a checkbook register or anything like that, right? They can just do it on their phone. They can see
yes.
whether or not they have money or not.
Yes.
And where the phone is sometimes not a great fun tool, right, that they don't want their kids on, it actually is a good tool when it comes money-wise.
It's a really good tool. I always say there's an app for that. So the young person can keep up with their monies on the app, but it's also a great way to learn, because with our Zogo app with the little pineapples that you can earn playing those games, it's an earn while you learn. And so it will teach them some money tips as well as some credit union or financial knowledge. So it's going to help them down the road.
Right, so don't be afraid of that, parents.
Oh,
all right.
yes.
You know what? If you missed any of this, you're going to be able to find it on our YouTube page. Just search WFMY. Thank you so much for joining us, your time, and your expertise.